Tonight, a little boy from England is here in West Michigan at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. His mother is hoping a medical breakthrough will save his life. At just 2 years old, he's been through intense treatment, battling cancer. So much so, he's run out of options in the UK. New tonight, I sat down with his mother and the doctor she came to see, who's getting attention from around the world. It's been a long day for Kian. 3 plane rides from England to Grand Rapids, but that's not nearly as exhausting as what this 2-year-old has been through. Already, half of his life has been spent in hospitals.
And then he used to be able to run around, climb, jump, everything. And then all of a sudden one day he had just stopped walking and he had really high temperatures and he couldn't even stand up or anything.
At 18 months old, doctors diagnosed Kian with neuroblastoma, a rare form of cancer most often found in babies.
The worst thing I had ever heard of was something I'd never ever dreamed of hearing. I knew there was something seriously wrong, but I never for 1 second thought that it was anything to do with cancer.
Kian had 27 tumors. 2 had to be removed through surgery, then chemotherapy, immunotherapy, and now he's halfway around the world from home at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, hoping to be part of a clinical trial. This could actually be a cure?
It could, but we have to finish the studies to know.
Dr. Giselle Scholler says nearly 100 patients are enrolled in the 2-year clinical trial, and a handful have already finished the treatment.
We've seen encouraging results so far in quite a few of our patients, and we've shown in our laboratory that this drug targets the specific cancer from being able to form tumors in the laboratory.
That's promising news for Kian and his mother, looking forward to watching him grow.
Keep looking into the future and thinking that it would be amazing if we could be able to have a normal life and you can do some great things. We can go on holiday and everything that normal families do.
And boy, do we hope the best for them. Tomorrow will be a big day for Kian. He's not officially enrolled in this treatment plan just yet, so he'll have several tests tomorrow to see if he even qualifies. His mother has done a lot of fundraising to be able to actually do all of this traveling, so we have links to how you can help Kian and how you can learn more about NMTRC, the treatment, over on woodtv.com.
A tough little guy.
Oh, yes,
they
he
deserve
is.
a break, too. Let's
Yes,
hope
they
that test
do.
result comes back for them.
Hopefully it works. For the last 2 days, a mother from England has been here in Grand Rapids on pins and needles, trying to get her little boy into a potentially life-saving treatment plan at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. We introduced you to Kian earlier this week, a 2-year-old who's overcome 27 deadly tumors. Today, he learned if doctors here could help keep the cancer from coming back. Kian Musgrove likes to play just like any other 2-year-old. But his life has been anything but ordinary. He spent most of it in the hospital battling neuroblastoma, a rare childhood cancer, sometimes on oxygen, often with an IV. And today he faced yet another challenge.
It was very, very stressful and it was worrying because I was thinking if he has relapsed, then we're going to have to think of other options.
Doctors at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital ran Kian through a series of tests to see if he's a viable candidate for a clinical trial, and Kian got the green light. His scans for cancer came back clear. The medication he now qualifies for could prevent the cancer from coming back.
I just couldn't believe it. I felt like I needed to hear it again. I really did.
And he did great in clinic with his first medications, and then now he'll be able to go back in a few days back to England, and then he'll need to come back to Grand Rapids every 3 months.
Ooh.
That will be his routine for the next 2 years, and it's an expensive one.
I'm not too sure in dollars, but in English money it was £1,335 for a return flight for me and Kian.
That's nearly $2,000 for one trip to Grand Rapids. Over the next 2 years, Kian will make 8. But for a little boy who's overcome so much, that's a challenge his mother is willing to take on. such a sweet little boy.
Yeah.
Every time he travels back to Grand Rapids, he'll have more scans to make sure the cancer hasn't come back, plus he'll get new medication. If you'd like to help, we have links on woodtv.com to what's now become really a worldwide campaign called Caring for Kian.
Yeah, he's got a great spirit, and that's a family, though, that needs some financial help. I mean, you're talking about $16,000.
Exactly. And that's just
to
in
fly.
flights. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just in flights. We're not talking about what
No.
they have to do when they get here, you know, where to stay and food, so.
Okay, one step at a time, right?
Exactly.
A West Michigan doctor could be on the edge of a major medical breakthrough that will ultimately save the lives of kids with cancer.
We've been following the progress of one of her young patients who travels all the way from the UK for her treatment. Well, new tonight, we know the treatment worked for the first group of children who tried it.
Little Kian Musgrove travels more than 3,000 miles just to see doctors in West Michigan.
This time we are coming for more scans to check to see if the cancer's returned.
It's looking more and more like Kian's long trip from the UK is well worth it. Researchers at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital finished the first phase of the clinical trial Kian's a part of, and the results are life-saving.
A landmark study showing that this drug might actually be beneficial for children with neuroblastoma, and it opens a whole new world for these kids.
Dr. Giselle Scholler, a pediatric oncologist at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, is leading the clinical trial, using a new drug called DFMO to treat children suffering from neuroblastoma, a childhood cancer.
So it's a very aggressive cancer that requires aggressive treatment with high-dose chemotherapy, surgery, bone marrow transplant, radiation, and still children often will relapse.
The study drug showed minimal side effects in the children, and 3 of them, originally expected to die from the cancer, are now looking at long-term survival.
It's amazing. It's amazing to hear them words. It really is. It makes me feel more positive. It really does.
Relief washed over Kian's mother, Kat, who once thought her little boy wouldn't live to see his 3rd birthday, but is now looking forward to his future.
Have a family like other families and go on lots of holidays and just enjoy life.
Oh, we wish the best for them. So the first phase involved 21 terminally ill children. 3 who were on the study drug are now expected to survive long term. Kian is part of the second round of children, and that's to see if the study drug will now keep the cancer from returning. He had a scan today, and we should know tomorrow if he is still cancer-free. Children around the world are fighting a cancer known to be deadly if it returns. Now they're getting hope right here in West Michigan. New tonight, we're getting an up-close look at the only high-tech scanner of its kind in West Michigan, discovering why it's critical for a little boy who travels all the way here from the UK.
No doubt Kian Musgrove is a tough little guy. He has the battle scars to prove it. Doctors diagnosed Kian with neuroblastoma, a rare childhood cancer, at just 18 months old. Now 3 and cancer-free, Kian knows pain many adults don't even know.
That's where they scanned it?
Yeah.
Does it tickle? Or does it hurt?
It hurts.
A camera similar to this is what we use for Kian's images.
It's Deborah Melentine's job to keep little ones like Kian calm so she can run scans to make sure the cancer hasn't returned. Melentine showed us leading-edge technology at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital.
Going to go ahead and start the camera.
The machine creates 3D images and combines them with a CT scan to produce one image, giving radiologists more accurate images to spot cancer. Kian travels from the UK to Grand Rapids every 3 months to get scanned as part of a clinical trial testing DFMO to keep neuroblastoma from returning.
I think it's amazing actually. It makes us think a little more positive, because I do think if there was any secretly hiding there, like any cancer, with them being such good machines, I've got a lot more chance of catching it sooner rather than later.
Kian had his scan today, but his mom won't know the results until tomorrow. That's when she'll find out if the trial medication is working and her little boy is still cancer-free.
Yeah, so far so good, but
Right.
still not out of the woods yet.
That's right, and every 3 months they go through this, but you can see he really does just keep his spirits up.
He's so buoyant in the
Yes.
face of all of this.
Great little guy.
Yep.
We did have a special little visitor at our Graham studio today. 3-year-old Kian Musgrove had some good news to share with us. We've been showing you his progress as part of a clinical trial at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, testing a drug to keep cancer from coming back. Well, the latest scans show it appears to be working. He boarded a plane this evening, heading back to the UK, still cancer-free.
Well, boy's got a firm high five, I'll tell you that.
Yes, he does.
Good to see him in good spirits.
Oh, yeah, strong little guy. He's hanging in there.
Yep.
We have a sad update on a little boy we've been following for almost a year now. 4-year-old Kian Musgrove, a little boy from the UK, has traveled here to West Michigan for the past several months for trial medication at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, aiming to keep his cancer from coming back. We have been in touch with his mother over in the UK, and we've learned little Kian has relapsed. She says scans this week revealed cancer in several parts of his body.
I couldn't accept that it was back. I couldn't live with it.
Kian was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, a rare childhood cancer, when he was just 18 months old. After aggressive chemo treatments, the cancer was in remission until now. Tonight at 11, we'll hear more about how Kian's doing and what doctors are telling his mother. She is not giving up, pleading for people to donate, as cancer treatment can be very expensive. And we will have that information on our website, woodtv.com. Many of you have followed the story of a 3-year-old boy from the UK with us, as West Michigan doctors helped him in his fight to keep cancer from returning. Little Kian Musgrove was due back at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital next week for another round of a trial drug. But we've learned his mom has canceled the trip because doctors in the UK say the cancer is already back.
The story of a little boy who survived 27 tumors tugged at hearts across West Michigan. In a dramatic move last March, Kat Musgrove brought her son Kian all the way from the UK to Helen DeVos Children's Hospital in Grand Rapids for a mere chance at getting him into a clinical trial that could possibly keep his cancer from coming back.
Keep looking into the future and thinking that it would be amazing if we could be able to have a normal life.
From there, they traveled back and forth between Grand Rapids and the UK for more scans and more treatment. Kian's first few months on DFMO, a study drug that targets neuroblastoma cancer cells, looked promising. He remained cancer-free until now. Scans this week revealed cancer in several parts of Kian's body.
I couldn't accept that it was back. I couldn't live with it. I just couldn't live with it. I couldn't believe it.
Kat says within the past few days, she noticed something wasn't right. Kian's elbow swelled. He started complaining of pain in his ankles. At one point, he even started crawling.
He was crawling up the stairs and saying, Mommy, help, my ankle's hurting. And I'm thinking, this can't be true, this can't be true, this can't be real, this is just...
With all future trips to Grand Rapids now canceled and funds waning from all the previous trips, Kat is still not giving up, desperately searching for other cancer-fighting study drugs and pleading for donations to get them.
Other treatments out there that could possibly be a cure or could just even maybe keep him here longer.
Please donate.
Oh, thinking of you, little buddy. Studies show neuroblastoma has an 80% chance of returning, and that when it does, it's fatal. If you'd like to help Kian, we have a link to the Caring for Kian page that's been shared around the world on our website, woodtv.com.